Concerning former Chicago gang leader Larry Hoover. President Trump commuted his sentence earlier this afternoon.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok about the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we will be talking about Larry Hoover, man. They done let the GDs in the dough, man. Trump should have freed Larry. Who the fuck is dude? And Trump did that, kinda. So we're gonna get into that. So if you didn't know, Larry Hoover, who is currently 75 years old, has been jailed since 1973. Quick math on that, 52 years if you didn't know. So he's been jailed since the age of 23. Damn, my bad if y'all seen the camera shake. See, he has also, this is important too for why I think he should get out. He has spent most of his last 30 years in solitary confinement at ADX Florence, which is considered one of the most restrictive supermaxes in the country. So imagine being at maybe the most restrictive prison in the country, a supermax at that, and you're doing 23 in one basically. You spend 23 hours by yourself, time you sleep, and 1 hour with you'll drive yourself fucking crazy. I'm not even gonna lie, spending all that time by yourself in a cell. But so basically, what we're getting into today is that I'm pretty sure y'all seen the news, but Trump pardoned Larry Hoover of his 1997 federal charges of conspiracy, extortion, money laundering, drug-related offenses, and continuing to engage in a criminal enterprise. So basically, at that arrest, he was basically convicted of still running against his disciples from prison. So that's the easy. Oh, I forgot to say this. If you don't know what like Larry Hoover is, important for, Larry Hoover started the Gangster Disciples. If you don't know what the Gangster Disciples is, basically one of, if not the biggest gang in Chicago, and obviously they were very much more united than what Chicago is now. So it was a lot different. He was very much like a community leader at the time. So Larry Hoover is very important to people out here. But back to what happened. So like I said, he was pardoned on his federal charges. While he might not get out of jail, and he may, well, we'll get to that part of it in, but it's because he, obviously I'm pretty sure the president can only pardon you on your federal charges. So he still has to serve his 200-year February 26, 1997 murder charge sentence of William Pookie Young. William Pookie Young was a 19-year-old drug dealer who was abducted and shot dead near 68th and Union in Inglewood. Now, just for shits and giggles, if you're a Chicago like music fan, drill fan, of 68th and Union, I looked on Chicago game maps, it's Free World. So if you know anything about Free World. So yeah. So going back to the murder case, triggerman Andrew Howard was arrested on March 16, 1973. Hoover was arrested after getting pulled for a traffic violation in which he attempted and fled in a stolen truck 6 months later in September of 73. So he's been in jail since 1973 for the murder case of Pookie Young. And like I said, in 1997, he got convicted for basically helping running the Gangster Disciples from the prison cell. So those was his not two charges. He got more than two charges, but those were the main things that got him in jail. Like I said, with the federal thing, he has been pardoned. So what helps him and what he may still get out of prison is that because his federal cases got pardoned, he is now eligible for parole because Illinois had a law that they abolished in 1978. Like I said, the murder was in 1973. They abolished discretionary parole. And if you don't know what discretionary parole is, it's basically when a board can basically get together and basically say you can be freed from prison before the end of your sentence that was given. So yeah, so I don't know, my interest in that last part is I don't know how that would work because like they said, they abolished that in 1978. So how do you put a committee for this together? But I assume they'll just get some people that they think are very in tune with the law. But I'm interested in how they get a committee for that together if that shit's been abolished for almost 50 years now. But yeah, that's definitely interesting to see. I don't know when exactly they would put this board together to decide, or I don't know if they will go by the old law because of the 473, or they'll just do some type of random parole plea or something like, not plea, but some type of random parole. But Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing that. But yeah, I just wanted to give an update because a lot of people do think he's like immediately getting out, and that's not really the case. But I'm glad to see that he has had some progress in his case. Like, because one, I understand that, his crimes and what he has done, but one, he was a positive beacon to some people in the community, as well as this man is a 73-year-old, 75-year-old man. He's been in jail for 52 years. What is he gonna do now once he gets 75? Like, coming out of jail 75. So like, I believe it is crazy, especially spending 32 years in solitary confinement, and on top of that, 200 years for a murder case. It really sounds like, yeah, nigga, we know you doing something, and we have no other way to get you in jail, so we're going to throw the book at you with this one case. Cause let's be honest, bro. Like, if somebody was to do what he did nowadays without, let's leave, because I ain't gonna lie, they would catch a Rico nowadays for what he did, but leave that part of it, and they just got convicted for calling a trigger on a murder case, they'll probably get like 20, 25 years. Like Lil Durk and Yellow Beast, I mean, they ain't got convicted and sentenced yet, but if they do, they'll probably get like 20 years, something, 15, 20 years, something like that. But 200 years is out of pocket. But yeah, I hope he does. I actually does hope he get out, because this man's an old man at this point. Like, what does he do? What has he done in the community? At least let him enjoy his last years outside with his family, because he's been gone for so long. But yeah, that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok on the video, and we out.